Toronto's a big city. It's a challenging city, whether it's traffic or just stress levels. It seems like a funny place to be juxtaposed with a surfing community. I think there's something really special about freshwater surfing. It's an unexpected event. There's something special about what brings that community together. Cities like Toronto could use a little more surf in their lives, and I think that's what lake surfing have been able to provide.
I think doing a trip to Toronto for surfing is really strange. I had no idea Toronto was even home to a surf scene. To think that there's a surf community here is wild. I'd heard of waves in the lakes before, but I've never really had the opportunity present itself. So when this trip came up, I said, why not? When I first got to Toronto, I knew that the first place I was gonna go was surf the Greats.
Hey, how's it going, bro? Man? Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thanks for having me. Hey, good, how are you?
Kevin, man. Yeah, good to see you.
I went down to the local shop and met Lucas and Antonio. I'm really excited to get to know their program and what their everyday surf looks like.
A lot of people from the community are pretty stoked about having you here, so yeah,
Good.
Everyone is trying to figure out where we're gonna surf, so
Yeah.
it's pretty awesome.
Awesome. I can't wait. Thank you guys for having
Yeah,
me.
man.
Yeah, let me show you around a little bit. Surf the Greats is a community space first. One of the funny things about lake surfing is after you're done surfing, you don't really want to hang around the parking lot for very long, and you kind of know people, about this much when you're out there. Being able to create a space that people could come and meet on flat days or after a really good session or before they're heading out was something that we really set out to do, to not necessarily create a community, but to make space for a community that already existed.
Our whole goal with this space and with the shop was just to create an environment where people who love the water, paddlers, surfers, and just people from our neighborhood can come and grab a cup of coffee and just, be together. In a city like Toronto, you are hustling just to pay your bills. Getting out on the lake is very challenging. Like, you don't seek that out because you're just spinning the wheels. But what surfing allowed me to do, especially living in Toronto, and I think that it has allowed many people around Toronto as well, is to reconnect with nature, to reconnect with the lakes in a meaningful way through surfing. Surfing on the Great Lakes totally changed our lives here.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
really
my pleasure,
appreciate it.
man.
I can't wait to surf with you guys and can't wait to see the waves in the lakes and stuff. It's gonna
Yeah,
be so
man.
fun.
It's gonna be great. Get ready for some driving, and we're gonna find some waves for sure.
We're on it. Let's do it. The fact that there is a surf community in a landlocked province of Canada is pretty amazing. Can't wait to get to know the guys in the surf community better. And I'm just excited to get in the lakes and do some surfing. We went down to Lake Erie to surf, and the first thing I saw was donuts and coffee set out. This is what we call Canadian lunch. It was just so cool to see those guys amping that hard, waiting for the waves and just coffee and donuts to fire up.
Come on in, brother. Yeah, get in here. We showed up an hour ago. It's kind of wind choppy, kind of stormy, but that's what these guys surf when there's waves, and they're committed to it. So I'm gonna go try and get a couple of waves with all the locals and see how it goes.
so much fun. Great, dude. Great. You're killing it. You're killing it out there.
Thank you.
A lot of fun.
So fun.
To see the stuff that he could do on that wave that we surf so often was mind-blowing, and everyone was super stoked to see him surfing.
It was such a special session for me just because I had really low expectations going into the day. We pulled up and it was pretty much flat, and by the end of the evening it was head high.
Woo! I actually think that was like top 5 sessions of my whole life, just because we were in a lake and it was like overhead, rippable, and everybody was just so friendly and frothing the whole time. It was so cool.
Let's talk about Larry.
Man, I think Larry might be my favorite human being.
Kevin! Good session, brother.
Larry is one of the local surfers here. He's so friendly and he's happy all the time. I think all the surf communities in the world could use somebody like Larry.
You are, man. Thank you so much.
Larry, to me, is the person who was responsible for this opening in the community here. He was the person who actually started to provide people with accessible gear and to provide people with information, to actually take people to the spots. So he's been a key pillar of our community, not only here in Toronto, but I would say like all over the Great Lakes.
Larry was one of the very first people that we met on the Great Lakes. He came from Peru and, like many of us, thought that he had left surfing behind.
I came to Canada in 1992, and when I left Peru, we were going through a civil war. There were the extremists. They've been fighting for decades to make it as a communist country. They were bombing all over the city because at that time, they knew that they can take over the government, and they almost did. Surfing was always there for me, but this was stronger than just surfing. Living in a civil war, you know there's no future. I couldn't take going to school and hearing just blasting gunshots and car bombs. I couldn't take it. I needed to leave Peru. I remember at that time applying for a visa. Like, I'm going to Hawaii. I got my stamp and my passport. Boom, denied. And I was like, where am I gonna go? I need to leave here. In 1992, I got the letter from the Canada Embassy, and it gave me 30 days to enter Canada. I didn't think it twice. It was the biggest opportunity ever. So just sold what I have, a few boards, wetsuit, and a bicycle, and buy my one-way ticket, and landed here in Toronto. When I left Peru, I knew that I'm gonna leave surfing behind, but I never knew that I would find surfing here in Toronto. Canada gave me a family, it gave me a community, it gave me surfing again. Canada gave me my life back. It gave me everything.
Once he found that he could surf on the Great Lakes, instead of trying to keep it to himself, he just took the approach of just sharing it with anybody who came to him. And we were lucky to be some of those people in the beginning, and we've just watched him keep that going in the time that we've been working with him over the last 5 years. I can't think of somebody who's shared more resources, more information, more enthusiasm for the sport. He's one of the reasons that lake surfing is what it is today.
On the last day of the trip, we took Kevin to this right-hand point break that doesn't break that often, but when it does, it's a really, really good wave.
We drove north and drove through a bunch of fields. Felt like we were in the middle of nowhere.
Really windy all night last night, and it's really cold this morning. No snow, but it's freezing. It's definitely below 0. And it sounds like there's waves, so we're gonna go see what it's like. It looks really fun, actually. It's like chest head high. This is better than most QS events, actually.
To pop out and see a right point grinding along the shoreline was insane.
Oh, it looks fun. Oh, how's this one? That was so fun. Can't believe that just happened in a lake, huh? Empty right point. Couple of the boys out. Everybody was super friendly.
I never thought I would surf a right point in a lake. And it kind of turned on for us. It started snowing a little bit. The wind dropped off and we got some really clean surf.
It actually was more powerful than I thought it was gonna be. You could take off and like, it almost slingshot you down the line. It's like surfing at home, except we're in a lake. It's great.
It was really cool to come across such a unique wave in the lakes. I was completely blown away by the waves we surfed here, and I had no idea that they even got that good.
We really hope that this becomes an opportunity for other surfers to see there are good waves here. There are really nice people in the water, and we really hope that this will inspire other surfers, professional surfers, to come through the lakes and come and surf with us.
One of the things that's been really incredible about owning Surf the Greats and holding this space is the people that'll come through the door. And every time someone comes and shares something with us that changes the way we see our own waves, I think it only elevates the game and inspires others to try to get better at what they're doing. And I think that's what Kevin showed us here.
To see the level of dedication in this community is kind of inspiring. I think the next 10 years, we're gonna see a huge shift up here in the community with surfing. The skill level is gonna keep progressing, and they're gonna find new waves, and the next crop of surfers is gonna be a good one. Thank you guys for having me, and thanks for making it one of the best trips of my life.